Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got quite a stack of sources here, all focused on something I think we all want, winning at travel.
Definitely.
Think of this material you shared as like your personal playbooks.
Yeah.
So today, our mission is really to pull out the core lessons, maybe some surprising tips you need to know to, well, master the travel game. Because these sources, they make this fascinating case that travel now is less about just, luck and more like a sport. Knowledge is how you win.
Yeah, and what immediately jumps out from these sources is how they talk about the last, say, decade or so. They call it the platinum age of travel, roughly 2010 onward.
Platinum age, okay.
And they highlight two really big shifts. First, air travel just got way more affordable for lots of people.
Okay.
And second, this huge explosion of credit card rewards and loyalty programs. The sources basically say this whole system is something you have to understand and adapt to if you want to play it right.
Exactly. And they really stress the difference, don't they, between people who kind of figure the system out and use it
Yeah.
versus those who just get jostled around, I think was the phrase.
That's the one.
It really drives home that analogy they use. You remember that line?
Which one?
We're all playing the same sport on the
Yeah.
same field, but the odds are stacked for the team that has the most knowledge. It's all about knowing the plays the sources lay out.
And if we're talking plays, the sources are super clear. Credit cards are, well, probably the main tool in this game, especially in this platinum age.
Okay.
They really emphasize that these cards are your best bet for earning points, miles, those big sign-up bonuses. But, and this is critical, they hammer this point. The one rule you absolutely can't break is you must avoid paying interest. Any points you earn, poof, gone if you're paying interest.
Wiped out.
Totally. And just to get in the game with the good cards, the sources mention you generally need decent credit. I think 680 or higher for most, based on, your payment history and stuff.
And what I found really useful in looking through your sources was how it's not just about earning points, right?
Right, there's more.
These cards are like your whole strategic kit. The material talks about perks, like credits for expedited screening programs, TSA PreCheck, global entry, saves so much time.
Huge time saver.
And lounge access. The sources point out card benefits often make that way smarter than buying a pricey day pass.
Much cheaper, usually.
Plus, and this is maybe the most important bit, the defensive side.
Yeah.
Travel protections. Your sources specifically mention cards like Chase Sapphire covering baggage delays.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Think about it. Your bag's delayed 6 hours, maybe more. The card benefit can actually pay you back for stuff you need to buy. That's not luck, that's using the rules.
Absolutely. And another sort of core pillar of winning, according to these sources, is just solid prep. And not just booking a flight.
More than that.
Yeah, strategic research could be safety abroad. The sources mention leaning on local advice, trusting your intuition. That's key. Or getting your budget sorted, like actually tracking spending, saving up beforehand.
Yeah.
Maybe using that 50-30-20 rule one source mentioned. And timing things right. Looking at shoulder seasons for better deals, checking weather lists before you commit.
And that prep, it becomes your absolute lifeline when inevitably things go sideways in the travel game.
Because they sometimes do.
They do, and the sources are really direct here. Don't just complain, act. They lay out how know your rights, like EU 261 compensation for delayed EU flights. That can mean real money back.
Significant amounts sometimes.
Yeah, and using those credit card protections we talked about for delays, lost bags.
Yeah.
And a smart tactical tip they had. Know who to ask for help. Often, lounge agents have more power or time than busy gate agents.
That's a great point. Much less frantic, usually.
It's all about being informed, being proactive, so you can, as one source put it, shape your own destiny, not just be a passive player.
Well said.
So pulling it all together from your sources, it feels like mastering travel today, this platinum age travel, isn't really about chance. It's much more of a strategic game.
Yeah, definitely.
Built on understanding the system, using tools like credit cards smartly for advantages, and just being really prepared for, for anything the game throws at you.
Exactly. So I guess the real question for you listening is, what's the next strategic move you're going to make? Maybe think about just one aspect of this game. Is it getting smarter with credit cards, maybe leveling up your planning, or building up that resilience for when things go wrong? Which one will you focus on for your next trip to really start, winning at travel?